What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dueling Aces. Happy Tuesday. How's it going, Mike?
Man, I can't complain. Wade, we'll take it. Last night, little 2-1 action. It works out pretty well. Keep riding this Brewers hot train. My goodness, they cashed a nice little team total for us last night against the Rats, and also hit Will Warren under 2.5 earned runs. I don't know how much longer they keep giving us 2.5 on Will Warren, but as long as they do it at a decent price, I'm all about it. Loser on Yamamoto, though, he got lit up. Holy smoke, didn't see that coming. That Angels offense can be sneaky good at times, though. But yeah, anyway, can't complain here. Ready to make it a terrific Tuesday. What's going on in your world, brother? How are things?
Not a ton, man. We're ready to lock and load for today's show. We recorded college football yesterday. We'll be dropping that
Yes.
later this afternoon. Got some college
Come
football
on.
futures for you guys to go take. Last episode, unfortunately, ended up going 1-3, moving us
No.
to a 95 and 63
Mm.
hit rate. So now we're at 60% hit rate, 95 and 63 overall for the show. Let's get this thing back on the right track. I think we've got some pretty good looks today. I always love a good under in a Pirates game. So, what is your first look, my man?
Wade, you know me too well, man. It's been our cash cow as far as these full game totals are concerned. Went back to the well here today. It is scary because the number's low, but I don't care. I went Pirates, Brewers under 7. Paid minus 105 at the open. Not sure what it's at now. I think it's minus 115 or so, which I'm fine with. Really thought they'd make it 6.5 across the board, maybe even a 6, just because I don't even know. I almost laughed just talking about it because the only dangerous team here is the Brewers. They're red hot, but they got to face Paul Skeens, and Skeens is just sickly good. Brewers did light him up for 4 runs, a couple months ago, I guess it is, but I don't see it happening again here today. Skeens just really, really good as usual. K rate over 30% this season is just sick. Hitting 98 on the gun with regularity, good extension, plays more like 101, 102 miles an hour. Good luck, Chuck. Milwaukee's kind of an anomaly too. They actually average a full run less at home than they do on the road. So they're more of a road warrior team. That kind of helps us here. Flip side, Pittsburgh, man, it's been struggling to find any semblance of consistency on offense all year long. Averages 3.27 runs per game on the highway. And they haven't had much luck in their careers against Peralta either. Freddie Peralta is pretty steady starter. He can get blown up from time to time, but overall, pretty good year for the Brewers. Ace, these two teams combined to score about 7.5 runs per game, but that does not take into account these two stud aces here. We'll adjust it for home road splits and the two aces going. I think we get 5.67 runs scored here today. So really a 3-2 final wouldn't surprise me. Maybe even a 4-1 type of game wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I just don't see 7 runs here. It is a little bit scary just because I typically prefer to find a 7.5 or an 8 when I can as far as our bottom. But with Skeens and Peralta together, I'll take it. Give me the under again. Giddy up. Let's ride.
I like it. I like that under. I like the under in the F5 in this matchup. I think there's a lot of good
Yeah,
money to be
5.
made here in this game today.
Nice. Yeah. Thanks, my man. What do you got for your first play, favorite play, what have you?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with Logan Allen of the Cleveland Guardians to go over 16.5 outs. Got that for minus 120.
Nice.
He's cashed 7 of his last 10. He's also cashed um, 8 of his last 9 home starts.
Nice.
What I like is the fact that he went 18 against them at Miami last year. Now he's at home where he has a better hit rate. And right now, Miami is hitting dead last the last 30 days against left-handed pitchers, hitting a 196 average, fourth worst on base percentage at 278. uh, Worst BABIP in the league against left-handed pitchers, and then they sit 26th in WRC plus over those last 30 days. And for the season, they're one game or one rank better, 25th. So just overall, they have not been very good against lefties for the entire season for the most part. One thing I also do like is the fact that this entire lineup has only they've only seen him. Two batters have only seen him, so everybody else has not seen him.
Nice.
I always think that gives a pitcher at least an edge to get through the order the first time. Hopefully that'll get us through at least 3 innings, and then he can figure out how to navigate through the next 3 innings after trying to get through the order 2 and 3 times. But I think it's a pretty good look. We've been cashing quite a few lefties on Miami, so I
Yep.
think this is just another really good spot. You look over at Baseball Savant, really not lot to like against this guy. He is kind of a stinker, stat wise. Doesn't have a lots of love. One thing we did talked about is he's got a pretty decent ground ball rate.
Yeah.
So he's typically not giving up a ton of damage. Um, and I'm not sure I see the pop in this Marlins lineup to find like 2 or 3 home runs against him. So um, he used to be a guy who used to target with walks a lot.
Yep.
Um, I don't he's not been as high as walking guys this season. He's still getting to like 2, but he's not like going over that a bunch. Um, I just think he's got better control this year. He's been able to go deeper in games this year. And I think the Guardians are trusting him right now to kind of be a workhorse, even though they don't need it. They're going nowhere this season. So kind of getting to that time of the year where I may start getting off of some outs props just because a lot of these teams don't have anything to play for.
Yeah.
So we'll probably start transitioning to different props here the next couple days, but right now I think this is a pretty solid look for the day.
Yeah, I don't mind it actually. Normally, a guy like Logan Allen, I would try to fade, but I like the idea more of fading the Marlins against lefties. They've really struggled against southpaws all season long. You mentioned their metrics, and Logan Allen's interesting. Really, you brought up on Savant. There's nothing really overly impressive, but you hit on the ground balls, and he does a really good job of limiting hard contact. He's 78 percentile in hard hit rate
Yeah,
allowed. So
yeah.
tells me he's at least keeping the ball down. Got a pretty decent sinker, an okay sweeper. So whatever he's doing, he does limit hard contact, and it works for him. And the ERA is pretty respectable. 3.96 is not a terrible ERA. So even though the Savant page may not pop out, he could be, I guess, a undervalued stock at this point. Just because he's figuring out how to get guys out. Um, Definitely wouldn't ever want to play him like in the K market or something. He doesn't,
He's got one of the lowest fastball velocities in entire baseball.
he
So
does 91 mile an hour.
yeah, how he does this is just
Yep.
it's really strange how he's going deep every single game, but
Yep.
he's found a groove because I'll tell you
Mhm.
what, before he really wasn't a guy that you could trust to go 17, 18 outs. Last year he did not hit it very often. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
this year he's last 20 games he's over 63%. Last like I said, last 10 he's over 70%. Clearly he's found something in the last 15 to 20 starts.
Yeah.
Being able to go deeper in games and not giving up walks and getting destroyed. I think it comes down to control.
Yep.
Because last year I remember we took him a lot in the walk department to go over. And I know last year he
Mhm.
had a lot of games where he had 3 or more walks. This year I think he might only have like 1 game, so that tells me his control is better. So we're gonna
Yeah.
ride a stinker today, boys. So lock in.
I like it. I like it. Hey, that's the one. Usually the best bets to make are the ones that are the hardest to make.
They
The one
actually
it
are. They
it
actually
really
are.
is because
Yeah.
if you're everybody's looking at the same data, right? And so it's like,
Yep.
and sometimes it's when it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Well, if it looks really bad, sometimes that's a good bet. And I
Yep.
like I
Yep.
like that logic here especially against really from a matchup perspective. Like I said, Marlins just can't do nothing against lefties. So yeah, I'm with you on this play.
Yeah. Thank you very much. What is
Sure.
your next play, my man?
Play number two, going to do something different here. I've cashed a few of these lately. I'm going to do it again here. I'm gonna go with the Mariners. Let's ride Seattle team total over 2.5 in the first five. That's minus 120 over at DraftKings.
Nice.
I don't understand, and I did this last night with the Brewers. I guess somebody needs to educate me on how this works. So if you pull up Dean Kramer earn runs, it's sitting at this same 2.5 number, but it's like minus 165 juice at a lot of spots. So why are we able to get minus 120 on the team total in the first five? I guess maybe the books are factoring in that maybe Kramer might work into the sixth and give up earn runs there instead of early. But man, oh man, just that minus 120 when the rest of the market in the prop has minus 150, minus 160. I just think there might be some value long term in finding these alternate ways to play things. And then what's not to like about Seattle? You got to admire a team, Wade, that just, has the guts to go for it. And they did at the trade deadline. They brought in Eugenio Suarez, brought in Josh Naylor. Those two bats already paying some nice dividends. The M's now sit just one game back of the Astros first place in the AL West. Holy smoke, I can't believe that. And Dean Kramer's been pretty good at home this season, but I just think he's going to give up more than a few runs today against Seattle. Seattle's seventh against righties in WRC plus for the season, also seventh over the last 2 weeks. But even better than that, this is what got me the window right here. On the road, Seattle second WRC plus in road games this season. So them boys tear it up on the highway. I love that. Obviously, we know the big dumper Cal Raleigh's just been hitting bombs left and right. Get him in there. You get the newly acquired Suarez and Naylor. Well, that adds up to an over, I think, for me, over 2.5 in the first five. You also look at Kramer lifetime, 81 plate appearances against Seattle. He's given up 7 home runs. That's quite a bit, Big Wade. And if that wasn't enough to convince you, the wind's going to be blowing directly out to left field around 7.5 miles an hour. That could only help us, I would think. I mean, that's not a ton of wind, but hey, wind's blowing out. I'll take it.
I like it a lot.
Woo.
This is
Let's go.
I was just sitting here kind of digging through. I was sitting here
Different.
digging through the numbers myself, looking through fan graphs.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
lock this one in with you here.
Woo, we'll
This is
see. I'm
nice.
trying to find these team totals. I like finding different markets.
Yeah, I
Maybe
like
this will be
this.
my new thing. We've liked the earned
Interesting.
runs. Maybe we do this too. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting look.
Yep.
Sorry, I was texting my mother back.
All
Yeah,
good.
I
All
think
good.
this is an interesting find with the market line differentiation. So I
Yeah.
think I'm interested to see how this plays out. I'm gonna ride this
Yeah.
one as I normally do with all your plays. I'm gonna ride this one out,
Appreciate it.
and we'll see how keep a track. We're gonna keep good track of these. If we can find
Team
these
total.
discrepancies, let's try to find
Yeah.
another one tomorrow. I like this a lot.
Nice. Yeah. That's what we're gonna try to find one a day. We'll see how we
Yeah, I
do.
like. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. This is.
One a day vitamin. It's like a vitamin. One a day. That's right.
I like this a lot. Very good. Well, I'm gonna go to. I know a play that you're also on as well.
Go.
Um, I think we've probably been on this every single start of his for a
Yeah.
while now. I can't remember the last one
Yeah.
we didn't play of his, but
Yes, sir.
Ranger Suarez to go under
Oh yeah.
2.5 earned runs against the Cincinnati Reds. He is
Woo.
under in his last two starts against these guys. He did allow one against them in his last start this season. Last year, he went to Cincinnati and allowed 0 earned runs. It is a little risky as far as his current form. He has allowed multiple runs in 4 of his last 5 games, and multiple, I mean 3 or more.
Sure.
Um, Prior to that, he stayed at least one runner under in 6 of the other starts in the last 10 games. So overall, I'm still going to trust him. He's under this spot in 65% of games overall,
Nice.
especially on
Nice.
the road. He's under in 88% of games this season. Only went over one
Woo.
time on the road at Padres, where he has actually struggled historically. Against this lineup, he has an average of 65%. He's got 65 plate appearances. He's got a batting average of .182 against them,
Love it.
.241 WOBA. Today he's got an expected batting average of .225, expected WOBA of .285, launch angle of 9.2, which I think that'll help us keep the ball inside the park. Another thing that I really love about Ranger Suarez is the fact that his numbers just pop off the screen on Baseball Savant. His pitching
Oh
run
yeah.
value, fastball run value, breaking run value, and even off speed run value are all red charts, all over 82%. His expected ERA is 3.16. His average exit velocity is in the 99th percentile. He's just not giving up a lot of power. He's got an 81% chase rate. He's got a 99 percentile hard hit rate. Um, he just knows how to miss bats. He knows how to get guys outs, and he's been one of our workhorses for under earned runs all season long. And we're just gonna keep riding this train. Um, Cincinnati really hasn't been that good either over the last 30 days. They just ranked 24th in average, 22nd on base percentage, 29th in slugging, which goes back to the power aspect, and then 27th in WRC plus versus left-handed pitchers over the last 30 days. And really for the season, they're right there as well, 28th in average, 27th WRC plus, 27th in slugging. So overall for the season, it looks just like the Reds have struggled to find power against left-handed pitchers and produce runs.
Yeah. Love everything you just said. It sounds like, I mean, that's a lot of the same things I found when I was on. I was actually shocked it went 1.5. A lot of
It
times
should
they
be
go
1.5 today, but I
yeah,
think being at Great American Ballpark, maybe the
yeah,
heat and humidity a little bit.
yeah. I think there's that, but I don't know how keen they are on the weather. I've really finally started
I know,
implementing some
yeah.
weather in my plays. And so we got good news on that front. The wind for the majority of the game should be blowing in a little bit, not a lot, but
Okay,
rolling in
okay,
about 5 miles an
okay,
hour. That helps us. Also calling
okay.
potential drizzle. So that could help us. That could help us,
Really?
especially playing an under. If it does rain, we're good to go. Like if
Yes.
Suarez it rains in like the third or fourth inning, we're golden, baby.
I
Now, I don't
guess it
know
is
if it's going to
supposed
rain
to
a lot.
rain. It's supposed to rain
It
here too, so I guess you're right.
possible drizzle, yeah. So hey, I don't know what that means. Possible drizzle, but if hey, that would not hurt my feelings if they take
No,
Ranger Danger out in the third or fourth inning and he only has 0 or 1 earned runs. We will be happy.
absolutely. We love that. I was gonna say the only downfall of recording early in the day is I really love the bonus play that we give out for the
Yeah, yeah,
tomorrow under.
yeah, yeah,
I think we're 3-0 on those.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like
That's
I
it. Let's
I
go.
wanna I wanna keep them going, but we can't because 'cause we're so early in
Well,
the day.
I tell you this. I'll give you a little sneak peek then. Sneak peek behind the curtain on what I'm targeting. So I've already. This is how much of a sicko I am, Wade. I know. I know. Y'all pray for me. I got MLB problems. Like I work way ahead. So the one I'm targeting for tomorrow, these lines will be out in about 3 4 hours.
Nice.
Wanting Seattle, Baltimore under,
Okay.
but I don't know if we'll get enough line. I love the fact we're getting Logan Gilbert going against Trevor Rogers tomorrow. Trevor Rogers is very underrated.
Yeah,
He cashed in under
sure.
for us last week.
Yep.
He's been in really good current form. Now, these are two pretty good offenses. That kind of scares me. But if we can get, I made the line 7.15. So if we can get under 8.5, I'm going to pull a trigger on that. I don't know if they'll make it that high, but we'll see. Under
We're
eight and
at
a half,
Baltimore, right?
yeah, yeah,
What's the
yeah.
line today? I'm looking real quick.
Probably, I would guess nine,
It's
9.5.
9. I see, like,
Yeah,
in Baltimore,
yeah.
when certain winds going, they can produce runs in that ballpark,
Oh,
especially if they
yeah,
get it
yeah.
up in the air.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
scary one. It's a
I
scary one.
think tomorrow the line should be like 8.5, even with those
I hope it
pitchers.
is. Yeah, that's at 8, I probably would pass, but if it's 8.5,
I think if it
uh,
was at Seattle with Gilbert
yeah,
and Rogers,
like
we'd be looking at like a
7.5.
7.5
Yeah,
game. But
yeah.
I think with Baltimore, we might get that 8. That would
Oh,
be a lock city eight and a
yeah.
half.
If we get under 8.5 anywhere, I don't care if it's minus 125, minus 130 juice. I'm all about it because Logan Gilbert's
Yeah,
been dealing all year long.
yeah.
Got him as the second best pitcher in baseball, which is crazy. He's been hurt a little bit, but yeah, it's one of those weird ones where both offenses score over 5 runs a game. So normally you'd want to play the over, but man, oh man, the way Rogers has really come off IL and just been rolling, similar with Gilbert. If they'll hang under 8.5, I'm banging it. At 8, yeah, I'm probably going to pass. But 8.5, that's kind of my buy point. If we get that tomorrow, yeah, they'll be posted probably. Lines are usually up by noon, maybe 1 o'clock, no later than 2 o'clock my time here, Central Time. So just keep an eye out for that. That will be a bonus play if they hang 8.5. That's the caveat. At 8.5, we'll take it. If not, we'll pass. But there you go.
I
Kind of a
like it.
bonus play.
Very nice. Well, let's lock these in and we'll go through a quick rundown. So Mike gave out to the Pirates Brewers under 7, gave out to the Mariners team total over 2.5 in the first 5. And then I gave out Logan Allen of the Cleveland Guardians to go over 16.5 outs. And then Ranger Suarez of the Philadelphia Phillies to go under 2.5 earned runs that actually both Mike and I are both on today.
Yeah.
And then if you want for a little bonus play, keep an eye out for the release of the totals for tomorrow. We are going to take a look at the Seattle at Baltimore game. If we can get anything at especially 8.5 or above, we're going to lock that in. If it's at 8, And if it's right around like -105 plus money, something like that, I'll probably play it. But if it's minus juiced at 8, -130 or something, I might lay off that. But
Yeah, yeah,
let's
same,
lock
same.
these in. I appreciate that look for tomorrow, Mike. Really good.
Yeah,
I love
no
these
problem.
totals today. Nice little switch up with the F5. I love that as well. So let's sweep these bad boys,
Come
and
on.
we will see you guys back tomorrow for another episode of Dueling Aces.
Appreciate it, Wade. Good to see you, buddy. Thank
See you
y'all for
guys.
watching.